get the sheriff. Fire! Lemaire's on fire!
Well, Sheriff, what you think?
Another one, Henry. It's 3 and 5 days. No clues, no leads, no nothing.
Any idea who this is?
I can make a guess, but without an autopsy. Hey, can I help you, mister?
Tobias Lockhart, FBI.
Oh, right. Glad you're here. I'm Sheriff George Knox. This is my deputy, Henry LeBeau.
Good to meet you.
So what do we have here?
Well, this is the 3rd homicide we've had in 5 days. The mayor suggested we'll give you a call.
Even though we've got everything under control here.
I can see that. What's up with this guy? Barbecue go bad?
Guess you could say that. Male, late 30s or early 40s, no ID. His being char-grilled means no fingerprints, so we'll have to run an autopsy.
Does he look strange to you?
Well, let's set you on fire and put you in a beauty contest.
It's not what I mean. This doesn't look like a normal burn victim. No smell of gasoline or kerosene. No other burning agents. This doesn't even look like regular burns.
So now you're a medical examiner?
All right, Henry.
No, it's okay. What is this? Any clue?
Nope. There's a lot of these things floating around. Most folks just wear stuff like that and try to look cool.
Look, Sheriff, we've got 3 bodies, no leads, no nothing. I'm going to talk to the real medical examiner and make sure that nothing is leaked to the paper.
I drove you here, Henry.
I'm walking.
Sorry about Henry. He's lived here his whole life and he isn't used to outsiders.
It's fine, no foul, but this guy... how long before the crime scene unit gets here?
Oh, right on time. Here, I'll take you to the scene of the 1st homicide and fill you in.
I've been briefed a little, but I would sure like to see it for myself. Are you sure LeBeau is all right?
He's fine. He just needs to cool off and keep busy. We'll let these guys take you from here. And if you want to follow me to your car, the place is just off the square.
Mr. Lockhart, I'm so glad that you came. We've just...
Sorry about this. Bad for business, I bet.
the business is shut down for the moment. This is awful.
You haven't touched the actual crime scene, have you?
No, we haven't been in there. I don't know when I'll ever go back. We haven't touched anything.
Well, I'm going to take Agent Lockhart back there, okay?
You go ahead, but you be careful while you're in there. And
Sure thing. Thanks, Bill. Here's where victim number 1 perished.
What's her name?
Miss Betsy Cobb, age 74. She was poisoned. Heard she was a nurse in the Army. What a way to go.
I don't say. Nothing in the file about that. It just says that she was sitting here alone eating lunch.
Hey, how you doing?
So if it wasn't someone in the kitchen, as far as we know, how did it get in the gravy? Suicide's been ruled out. Are there any witnesses?
Nothing. He was real thorough.
Poor guy must be superstitious. Looks like nothing's been moved. Let's check the kitchen.
We didn't find anything in here earlier. Bill said he hasn't touched anything in here either.
Shouldn't that be somewhere else?
Could be something. I'll have a crime scene unit come down and take it back to lab and have it tested.
I'm still puzzled. Does this homicide have anything to do with our victim from this morning? I was hoping I could find something to connect the two.
We've not done a crime scene to visit yet. Maybe you'll find something there. Look, I really got to get back to the station, so follow me and I'll send someone to go out with you.
Okay, sounds good.
did you find anything?
Only a suspicious container of bleach sitting out in the open. Other than that, nothing.
Oh no. Does that mean we're going to be closed for long?
Sorry, Bill, it's a crime scene and we have to come over things again. Hey, Agent Lockhart, have you checked into the hotel yet? Say, Bill, why don't you show Mr. Lockhart to one of the best rooms over at the Hall House Hotel? You could use the business and he could use a good place to lay his head.
I'll be happy to. We've got nice rooms and a historic hotel, and I would be happy to show you, give you a tour on the way.
Sounds
Tell
nice.
you all about it.
Thank you.
Good. Well, I'll go get your things right now, and I'll be back in just a minute.
That was very kind of you.
Well, it's not ideal staying in a crime scene, but it's better than most places. Plus, I'll be able to communicate easily with CSU. Hopefully, we can find out whatever poisoned Betsy.
You know, it's getting late. We're not going to find anything at the crime scene without the daylight. Why don't you settle in for tonight? Maybe take a walk around the square. Maybe get something to eat.
That does sound nice. I'll take you up on that, and I'll review some case notes while I'm at it.
Well, there you go. Anyways, I've dilly-dallied here long enough. I really need to get back to the station. I'll see if Sophie can help you out tomorrow.
All right, sounds good.
Don't worry, Agent Lockhart. We're going to get this guy.
Hope so.
Do either of you have anything to report? I don't need to remind you how high profile this case is.
Well,
These are the most well-orchestrated homicides any of us have ever seen. No hair, no fingerprints. There's no way to tell if this is one perp or multiple.
but we've upped patrols in all major neighborhoods around the square. If someone feeds their dog, we'll know about it.
That's a start, I guess. Anyway, we've got to have this solved before burying the square. If word gets out before then, they're going to tourists, and with them, our paychecks. So hope this Agent Lockhart knows what he's doing. Come in. Oh, Agent Lockhart, good morning. Hope you're well rested.
Very, thank you.
Agent Lockhart, this is Deputy Sophie Tanner. She'll be escorting you today.
Pleasure.
Do we have any developments?
Well, I was going over some files last night, and something struck me. 2 of the victims were born in Dahlonega. I looked up their backgrounds to see if they had any connection to each other, and the only thing I could find was they are both direct descendants of people who worked in either the gold mine or the mint in the late 1800s.
How does that relate to the murders?
Whoever's doing this might have a history with Dahlonega, a taste for the theatrical. That could be a potential motive. It could also help narrow our list of potential new victims.
Makes sense. What do you think, George?
Sounds like somebody has been working.
I still need to go to the ranger camp to find out more about victim number 2.
Specialist Colin Jones. Cause of death, strangulation.
What if we're approaching this from the wrong angle? Could this not be just a string of unrelated murders?
Hopefully, I can answer that when we get to the ranger camp.
Be careful, you two, especially with whom you talk to. If Lockhart's theory is correct, then any local can be a potential suspect or victim. Henry, I want you to go down to the lab and call me with the results of the poison. It better be bleach, or the mayor's going to be hotter than a dragon in July.
Anything else?
No. Keep going over notes and evidence. Oh, if you find anything, make sure you make a report for Lockhart.
Yeah, sure.
Not gonna lie, kinda spooked.
About what?
Well, I've lived in Dahlonega my whole life, too. My family isn't from here, but
I'm sure you're gonna be fine.
how can you say that for certain? We don't even know why this guy is doing this.
Could be a female.
A woman strangle a ranger? No, it's not happening.
Maybe if you were drugged.
No toxins. How well did you read that report? So where are you from?
Classified.
Ouch, so serious.
Birmingham.
Tough streets.
It's okay.
Guess you're not used to riding in the mountains.
I've never been a very good passenger.
Well, the camp isn't far. Just relax, and we'll get there soon enough. Witnesses say the body was next to the river. If there was a struggle, there may be some hair DNA we overlooked.
Victim's name was Specialist Colin R. Jones. Left behind a wife and 2 kids.
Huh, you did read the report. I'm gonna check over here. Lockhart. Find anything?
Like signs of a struggle.
Find any hair, fabric samples?
No, it's almost like a ghost of these people.
What's the rush, Slick? You're never this anxious.
You just call me slick?
Well, yeah.
It's that Fed they brought in. Tobias Lockhart.
Well, what about him?
He's just so smug. He's an amazing detective or something, and the sheriff might as well marry him.
He can't be all bad.
Acting like he knows all of the history of Dahlonega. Bet if I asked him where the general store was, he'd have a nervous breakdown.
Okay, that sounds a little harsh.
I'm serious, Mary. Just the sight of that guy.
The results are in.
And?
It's inconclusive.
What?
Yeah, it's clearly not bleach.
Well, if it isn't bleach, then what poisoned our victim?
I don't know. It's just inconclusive. The sample is made up of toxins that are not in our database. I've never seen them before. So they're either incredibly rare or the perp made them himself. I don't know. It might not even be poison.
So what you're telling me is that whatever killed my victim isn't real?
No, I'm saying it's unknown. I'll keep running tests, but it's clearly not bleach, rat poison, or anything else in the database for that matter.
Well, I better go give the sheriff the good news.
So this is a nice pub. Nicer than the other ones I've been to.
It's really good. I like the shillelagh, Irish nachos, a burger, Nora's Nibbler, Dick's Delight. The crack dip is excellent.
Sounds like you come here a lot.
It's good food, good service, nice people. It's an escape.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, really good. You?
Long day, busy but good. Can I start you off with an appetizer?
Crack dip, please.
Okay. Something to drink? Me? Grog? Just kidding.
Can't drink on the clock. Water for me.
And for you?
Water, please.
Okay. I'll be right back with your drinks and crack dip.
You know, I didn't see crack dip on the menu.
Oh, it's a nickname. It really just, This is some case, isn't it?
One of my tougher ones.
It's baffling, really.
Yeah.
Here you go. Are you ready to order?
Yes. I'll have the shillelagh, please.
Oh, good choice. And you?
The same.
Great. I'll have those right out for you.
Thank you.
After this, I'd like to go to the Gold Museum.
Lockhart, I know you think there's some connection with the gold mine, but what do you hope to find there?
Something to either confirm my theory or disprove it completely. Can't hurt to look around. Besides, it could be a good learning experience.
Okay, whatever you say.
What is your opinion on the case?
Honestly, I have no clue. I guess I just don't want to believe that someone could be targeting people from my hometown that have lived here their whole life. I grew up with these people.
I see that.
It's scary. There's so much history and pride here, you know?
That is good.
I like living in a small town. It's just so familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Over there is Connie's little ice cream institution, and next to it is the chocolatier. Over there, there's a general store. There's a glass blowing shop, and there's a lot of festivals that go on. This spring, they have Fair on the Square. It's a lot of fun, and in the fall, they have Gold Rush.
I've heard of that one.
Yeah.
Seems pretty popular.
There's a lot of people, a lot of fine arts, crafts, food. It's a lot of fun.
Never been too fond of crowds.
I like it. I look forward to it every year, especially the fried food.
And don't come back until the results are conclusive. Oh, Agent Lockhart, Deputy Tanner. Sorry you had to see that. Seems LeBeau had nothing but bad news to report. So what do you two have?
Well, we may be able to narrow our search for suspects.
Go on.
Well, we believe our suspect is a lifelong resident of Dahlonega, possibly a descendant of Benjamin Parks.
You see, all the victims were descendants of employees working in either the mine or the mint around the time the mint burned down in 1878. We believe our suspect may be seeking some form of revenge on our victims.
We have a plan to figure it out. Tomorrow we're going to the mine to see if we can find any leads there.
But for now, Detective Tanner and I are going to review the autopsy of Specialist Jones, our second victim.
I see. Agent Lockhart, would you kindly leave Detective Tanner and me alone for a moment?
Sir.
Do you have any idea how high profile this case is. First the mayor and now the governor's office of Georgia is keeping a close eye on little old Lumpkin County. This case can't go cold. The negative publicity would just kill this town. Is that what you want?
No, sir.
And I suggest you and Deputy LeBeau get your acts together. If you can't, I'll find others who can. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Good. Sophie, I know you've been waiting for an assignment like this for a long time now. Don't blow it for yourself. Just find me some real evidence so I can make the politicians happy. You make them happy, you make me happy. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now go nail that monster.
Thank you. Thanks.
Sorry I got you in trouble.
It's not your fault. George just really lets you have it sometimes.
Sophie, I know my theories are a bit far-fetched, but I need you to trust me. I do understand the importance of this case. I know what it means to you. I can't risk screwing this up if it means ruining your career in the process. I just need more time. We're running out of it. Just saying, they use the guano for fertilizer in the coffee.
Well, it's about time you two got here.
Chill out, Henry. We had to talk to Knox.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Mary and I are here trying to solve a triple homicide. Knox is already on my tail. I don't need you two pulling me under even more.
Okay, what did you find?
Well, nothing yet.
What do you mean, nothing yet?
The tox screen came back totally clean.
Maybe you contaminated the sample somehow.
And just how would I do that?
I'm not sure. Maybe you could answer that.
Now listen here.
Would you two just shut up? Just shut up! We've got 3 leads, no bodies, and we still have a lot to do. Now, when you guys are ready to stop duking it out, act like grown-ups, then you can come back and join us. I still have a lot to tell you about these bodies. Thank you. Now, victim number 1, Betsy Cobb. I was able to figure out what poisoned her.
It wasn't bleach.
No, it's actually something a little bit more alarming. I thought the poison was ingested with something she ate, but it was a bit more complicated. It was a combination of nitrogen dioxide inhalation and a pre-existing heart condition which triggered the cardiac arrest when she ingested hot sauce.
Hot sauce?
Yes, hot sauce, but that's not the part that should be alarming you.
You're right. Nitrogen dioxide. How could she come in contact with that? She would have to be around it for an extended period of time, and no one else in the tavern was exposed to it, right?
It's highly unlikely that nitrogen dioxide was in the air at the tavern that day. We would have had many more victims.
So let me get this straight. She put hot sauce on her mashed potatoes, knowing she had a heart condition, and this poisonous gas, which only she was exposed to, triggered a heart attack?
Very close. Her heart began to work harder, but heavy breathing caused the toxins to spread through her entire body, causing the shutdown of essential functions. Now, let's look at our ranger. Death by strangulation. Look at the size of these hands.
They look big.
Bigger than big? That's huge.
So our strangler had big hands. What kind of person are we looking for? A giant?
Not exactly. I found something strange on his clothes. It's being tested right now.
Why didn't you tell me any of this before I got chewed out by the sheriff?
Sometimes you need to be yelled at. It's good for you.
What about our burn victim? Were you able to ID him?
Records indicate that he is Carl Cowan, age 38, lifelong resident of Lumpkin County.
Just like the other 2 victims. There must be a connection.
Will you give it a rest already? There is no conspiracy. You are out of your mind.
What if I'm right, huh? What then? What else do you have to go on?
I'm going to the evidence locker because apparently I'm the only one here who cares about their reputation.
I still have other things to report.
Let him go. He's obviously not thinking clearly.
What else have you got, Mary?
Well, there is another connection between our first victim and our 3rd victim.
What is that?
Well, as we now know, our first victim was exposed to nitrogen dioxide. That got me thinking. What if some of our other victims had been exposed to the same substance? And sure enough, our 3rd victim showed trace elements of nitrogen dioxide in the same formulation as our first victim.
Mary, are you absolutely sure?
Within 95% confidence, there is no doubt that the toxins came from the same source.
Well, that's the greatest news I could hear today.
Well, that links murder 1 to murder 3.
Now that we have the data we need, we can find the exact location of the source by using atmospheric analysis data over the past 10 years.
You were able to do that here?
Agent Lockhart, we may be in the mountains, but we are more than civilized. Looks like the only place within a 50-mile radius of Dahlonega with notable levels of nitrogen dioxide is, ding ding ding, the Consolidated Gold Mines.
Ha! Man, oh yeah. I knew there was going to be something there.
But why would a 74-year-old woman be visiting the mines?
Does she have any relatives living in Dahlonega?
She has a grandson who does landscaping for Hancock Park and Yahula Creek Park.
Let's go find him. She might know what he could have been doing there.
It's still afternoon. Maybe we can find him at either location.
I'll keep checking out our second victim, see if I can tie him to the 2 other murders.
Thanks, Mary. All right. See if we can find this guy, all right? Call us if you find anything.
See him anywhere?
No. Wait, is that him up there eating lunch?
Let's see. You Chris McMahon?
That's me.
Agent Tobias Lockhart. This is Deputy Sophie Tanner. I'd like to ask you a couple of questions about your grandmother.
I mean, I didn't know her that well. I've been taking care of her the past couple months because she just had surgery, and my parents asked me to look after her.
About how often did she spend time at the tavern?
At least once a day, mainly just to sit. It was kind of weird.
Would anyone have reason to be upset with her?
No, not at all. I mean, she was 74. People her age were just fighting over ointment or something. But she did say some crazy things. I kind of thought she was losing her mind.
What kind of thing?
Like how her gold wasn't safe and how they couldn't get it or they couldn't take it from her.
Does that mean anything to you?
She would like check her jewelry box every night, but just to make sure everything was in there, but I didn't really ask her anything about it.
Did your grandmother ever go to the Consolidated Gold Mine?
Gold mine? Not that I can think of.
We have reason to believe that she spent a good deal of time at the Consolidated Gold Mine.
Well, that's news to me. Sorry, my lunch break is over.
Thanks for your time, and sorry for your loss. What do you think?
You should check out the mine to see what she's doing there. Must have been hiding something.
Makes you say that?
An elderly woman going to the mine every day and not telling anybody? Something's up. What about the jewelry box?
Glad you finally see it my way. Let's go.
I thought he was weird.
Why? You're weird.
Given, okay. So what do we have to work with? 3 victims, 1 poisoned, another strangled, 1 who is extra crispy. Victim number 1 had a heart condition and was exposed to nitrogen dioxide. Someone with big hands strangled victim 2, and that's all we know. Victim 3 had the same toxins in his system as victim number 1 and was wearing a strange medallion, something like this. Any ideas?
Maybe victim's number 2's death is unrelated to 1 and 3. His death just happened to fall in between the other 2.
I don't think so, especially considering their backgrounds.
I'm thinking 3 killers.
Could be, since they all have different MOs. Still, no DNA or fingerprints. Maybe McMahon tried to off his grandmother.
No. His alibi checked out. He was doing groundskeeping at Yahula Creek Park.
Well, wasn't anyone at the tavern.
I don't think we're gonna get any further tonight. Do you want to get something to eat?
No, thanks.
Alright. Well, I have my phone on me at all times. Call me if you need me. We'll have to go to the mine tomorrow.
Sounds good. Have a good night.
You too.
Good morning, Agent Lockhart, Deputy Tanner.
Good morning, Mary. Why are you so happy?
This This is probably the most difficult case I've ever worked.
Join the club.
Why is that a good thing?
Well, it makes you really use your head. For example, I can probably guess that you are here looking for more information on Specialist Jones.
It's hardly a stretch.
Ah, so you could probably tell me why a reptile scale was on his clothes.
That's a huge scale. What kind of reptile has scales that big?
Well, I'm no herpetologist, but I would say it's something as big or bigger than an alligator.
Dahlonega isn't known for its alligator population. More importantly, why would it be on his clothes?
The plot thickens, yes. I also found this on our victim's back. I sent it to a friend of mine in Boston to have it translated. It's Old Icelandic. It translates to serpent.
So now there's a dragon involved?
I didn't say that.
Well, right now none of that tells me anything. Did you find anything about our guy with giant hands?
Nope, just that he has giant hands.
Okay, thanks. Well, call us if you find anything out.
Wait, where are you going?
To the Consolidated Gold Mine. I can't wait anymore.
It's not that interesting.
Right now it might as well be the Taj Mahal.
I can't believe someone burned down Shenanigans.
I can't believe it's already in the paper.
Who'd want to see it on fire? I mean, the whole town loves it.
We'd better find out soon before the sheriff gets back.
Where'd he go?
He's been in meetings with the mayor and city council all day. Probably getting chewed out about this department.
I think I found something big.
Okay, so what did you find?
When I was at the mine, I saw this. This wall bears the same symbol as the medallion that victim number 3 had around his neck. The tattoo on victim number 2's back had the word Ormer, which is also on the medallion. The word Ormer is Old Icelandic for dragon. There was a reptilian scale on his clothing. Between that and the nitrogen dioxide found on victims 1 and 3, I think we may have made the connection. We need to find out what this medallion signifies.
It could lead us to the killer or killers.
Let's have Mary take a look at it.
A medallion. Very oriental. You know, these were once popular in many South American civilizations. Apparently, they symbolize bravery and protection.
Okay, what about this one?
Huh. Interesting.
What is it?
This happens to be North American. It's the symbol of a cult dating back to the 1850s. The followers believed that the dragons were real creatures who guarded veins of gold, and that such creatures must be respected, according to this, lest they return to exact vengeance.
Did they ever see a dragon?
It doesn't say, but it appears that they typically meet in dense forests.
Not much of a secret society if all of their information's on the internet. I'm guessing one of these cults meets in Dahlonega. Where could they meet?
Pine Valley's popular. We could check there.
Alright, so what should we do when we get there? Set up a perimeter? Stake it out?
A stakeout seems like our best course of action. If there really is a cult, then we need to check it out. LeBeau says this could be a potential meeting area for our cult. Look over there. This is it.
Oh, did a great job. Where's he set up?
LeBeau, what's your 20?
I'm approximately 50 yards in front of you, behind some bushes. Over?
10-4. Copy that. Over.
Don't get tagged, you two.
No promises. Out.
Someone's coming.
What? What is he doing here?
Quiet.
What's he doing?
Quiet. Give it up, Sheriff. Drop the knife.
Excellent work, Agent Tobias Lockhart. You too, Deputy Sophie Tanner. I was beginning to wonder when this story would end.
Drop the knife, Sheriff. Let her go.
What? Just let her go free? She's as guilty as her ancestors. She's as guilty as those gutless cowards they had it coming to them.
You killed 3 victims? How and why?
How? Why? I'll tell you. But first, do you like my work? I think I remember someone saying I was very thorough.
You did an excellent job hiding your tracks. People are going to be talking about you for years.
You bet they will. Don't know about Omar. They'll know about our great dragon. They'll learn the truth about the mint burning in 1878.
What are you talking about?
Tell them, Katie. Tell them the truth.
I'm the great-great-granddaughter of Benjamin Parks, founder of Dahlonega. He had such high hopes for this town, but they didn't know about the dragon. It was trying to protect its gold, but the townspeople tried to kill him. Finally, the dragon had had enough of people hunting him down, and he burned the mint. Everyone became too afraid of him after that, except for...
The family of each of these decrepit souls, they deserve to die, and so does she. My ancestors formed a secret society called Omar and swore to protect the dragon, but they wouldn't stay away.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're as guilty as Cowan. That traitor was unfit to wear our medallion.
Did Betsy have a medallion too?
She loved it. She made sure every night she still had it on. Shame she had to protect this one.
Are there more of you?
Just me now because this pixie decided it was too much for her. Even Omar decided to teach her a lesson by burning down her restaurant.
Okay, Sheriff, we can sort all of this out at the station.
No. You're going to Omar. He's the one who enabled me to pick them all off. Have you ever heard of dragon magic? More powerful than anything on the planet.
You're crazy.
Crazy? Crazy is this one here for thinking she could get away.
George, you're lying. Dragons didn't have anything to do with this. You're just evil.
One thing's for sure, he had nothing to do with you dying today.
Drop the knife, Sheriff. Put up your hands. George, do it now.
Well, it's not looking good for George. Psychiatrist evaluated him and he could be committed. The state will determine that.
3 counts of first-degree murder, 1 count of attempted murder. We suspect arson as well, but they're still investigating. My guess is we'll find something to tie him to it.
I'm just glad we got that lunatic. We would have killed that poor girl right in front of us.
Probably would have blamed the dragon too. Do you think there are any more members of the war floating around Lumpkin County?
I doubt it. I know more about this cult than I care to.
What about the sheriff's position? Guess there'll have to be elections now.
We'll let the politicians handle that, although I was thinking about throwing my name into the ring.
That's great, man. Good luck to you.
So, I guess you're going back to Birmingham.
Gotta get back to Quantico first. Another case to work. It'll be a while before I can get back to my bed. Speaking of beds, I guess we can tell Bill he can open the tavern again. I'm sure he'll be happy to hear it.